great show. Like, it really is. It's so well done. Okay, so Don't Tell Mom was a little bit tricky, kind of trying to figure out what to do. My mom, I'm going to say, nurtured a lot of great qualities in me. She helped me become very empathetic. She helped me become very social, very good at asking a lot of questions and getting to know people and getting along well, fitting in with the others. But she also helped nurture a couple things within me that I also think are within her that had some negative consequences. So as a kid, she was like the mom who was always late. So then I have become the adult who's always late. The kid who's sitting at the school an hour and 45 minutes after the activity has ended, and you're like, where's mom? She's coming, I swear my mom's coming, and the teacher's looking at me like, are you sure? And some of the other things would be like forgetfulness and, kind of jumping around topic to topic, difficulty with focus. And so most of my life, in elementary school, I thought this was just normal. This learning of what the world is like and what you're like and who you are as a person is a lot from your parents and your home structure. And around 5th grade is when I started to realize that maybe I'm not like the others. And when this occurred to me the most was we were in 5th grade and we had these just awful vocabulary books. I don't know if you remember them. They're like orange and they're like workbook, and they'd be like, spend 2 hours focusing on these things, and it was miserable. And anyway, so while the other kids were all focused on these things, I was finding the sign language in the back and memorizing the letters for that rather than doing my work. And so when I finally got caught and had, of course, the sign language alphabet memorized, which was not helpful when I got caught by the teacher, I realized, the other kids are all doing this, and maybe I need to get it together, and these focusing things are an issue. So that's the beginning, the childhood piece. When this all came, this will come together at the end, I swear. And then as I got older, time's going by, these things continue to be concerns. And then my mom, we moved around a lot as a kid. And then at one point, my mother was moving by herself and needed all of us to help. So she invited my brothers and I, the whole family, come over the day before. We're going to load everything up. We're going to get it in the truck. We're going to go. And we get to the house, and she has nothing packed. Nothing at all. She's got a lot of liquor boxes, how you have those liquor boxes, and she's like, okay, let's talk about each individual item and its value and whether or not it's important and we should keep it. And my brothers and I are like, oh my gosh, the truck is coming tomorrow, and you've got a lot of stuff. She's an immigrant and was a refugee to Lancaster actually, and so she had, so things matter to her, in a different way. And so she really wanted to take the time, and we were like, Mom, this is great, but you're moving tomorrow, so we need to get moving. So we start getting moving, and we're going through all these things. It's painstaking, and then we run out of boxes, and she's just, the whole thing, and she's moving from one room to the another room, and we're like, oh my gosh. So she was a little bit scattered and a little unfocused, and then we're like, okay, and we help her, we get it all together, we all sweat, and we're all exhausted, and it was pretty brutal. And then, so we get to the end. So at that point, I'm like, this is strange behavior, but whatever, let it keep going. And so now the end of the story. As an adult, I ended up pursuing education and being an education professional. And you do a lot of learning in education. You study a lot of ed psych. And I started to realize there's something to this behavior, these forgetfulness, sometimes hyperactivity, the scatter, these tangents, these things. And I'm starting to put things together, I'm like, I think my mom has ADHD. And so I tried to bring this to her attention, in a nice way. I was like, Mom, have you noticed that sometimes it's hard for you to focus, or have you noticed that maybe time is difficult for you? And she kind of looked at me like I had a couple heads, and it was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, okay, so I'll let that go. And anyway, and so the moral of the story is, don't tell my mom, but she has ADHD. and so do I, probably, in part. No, nurtured, maybe in part genetic, but don't tell her. And hopefully she never watches this video. So, thanks.